Good morning and welcome to a blisteringly hot morning here in the Magic Garden. Yesterday was, it was so boiling, and today they say it's going to be even hotter, so we're in for a scorching one. We're going to start off with some beautiful flowers. Look at this geranium that came back from last year. Isn't that just beautiful? And if we go up the plant stand, the dahlia from last year has come back. They're looking lovely at the minute. And then these at the top, which I don't know what these two are called. These came back from last year, and they are getting these buds on the end. I think these are yellow if I remember rightly. Here we've got white lobelia that have started to come back. Which the blue came back first, and then followed by the white. And then these are beginning to flower. These are beginning to flower yellow, which are lovely. So it's really early morning still, and already it's scorching hot. The dogs are flaked out. The lavender's looking fabulous. And the roses not so much, I cut them right back. And they're just about to go into their second bloom, so they're in an in-between stage at the moment. There's lots of new buds coming, but yeah, they're not looking so great at the minute this week. Are you alright, Luna? Are you hot? Yeah, she can't be bothered with the world. Okay, there's my Tilly in the garden. Excited I'm doing another video. Hot tub's been in lots of use. This surround around the hot tub is still got loads of work to be done. There is a painted palette ready to go in here because I changed my mind about what was going to fill the gap, because that ex-boyfriend that gave me these blue planters found another one without the back. So you can see the sort of state that the planters were in when I got them, because this kind of is similar. It's missing a leg there. So I've got to refix that, and I'm going to put this planter in here and add this back to it. This palette is all painted, ready to go, but it just still needs some work. This cabinet, I've started putting a top on it, but that needs work. So this is going to be a challenge for the next few weeks, trying to get this done. And at the nasturtium, we've got the first flower on the nasturtium, which was exciting to see. Let's go around here. I've got another tomato in here. This one broke, but then it started to grow back again, so it must not have been the top that broke. And I've shoved another couple of tomatoes in. The lettuce bed. I've got loads of lettuces gone to seed. Tomatoes are going mad. Beans are going mad. And the first of the Livingston daisies, which is still asleep, still closed up because it's early morning, but the first of the daisies is opened, and that has been gorgeous. It's so exciting that there's another one opening up over here. Just starting to open up as well, that have opened up in this bed, which just is so lovely. The gutter, not much life yet, apart from the nasturtiums have really taken hold and they're beginning to spread. Okay, so what have I done this week? I've focused mostly on getting planting put in. I filled beds with soil, and to get the tomato plants all out, which I've virtually got everything out. Tomato plants have gone to friends, they've gone to neighbours as well. So that's been nice, doing a little run around getting gifts of plants out to people. So in the tyres, I've got a couple of tomato plants and some flowers put in. There are of tomato plants, there's one there, and I think there's just one in there, so just dotting them around, trying to fill gaps. I put a few lettuces down there, The peas are really coming on. Again, there's tomatoes in there. This bed is finally filled up. Put onions and tomatoes and flowers are all in there. And then at the back of here, I've dug that out and we have a sunflower garden because we have been celebrating Litha this week at midsummer solstice. We had a lovely time in the garden celebrating that. Move out the way, Luna. So we planted some sunflowers out, which meant digging out somewhere to put them. So no, Luna, because she looks like she could get through there if she really wanted to. I might need to look at that. Yeah, so anyway, we've got the competition going. We've got all of our there's 3 different types of sunflower in there. We started a little fairy garden in there as a little fairy offering, and the kids put honey cookies all in there on Litha, which was lovely. So that's been a big change there. What else have we got down here? This is all still a bit of a mess. I'm still digging out the membrane there. These are looking lovely. So those this year, it's the first year they've ever really flowered like that. Nothing on that clematis yet. So I've still got loads to tidy up. But if I look back, which I did this week, to what it looked like at the start of this year, it still looks really different. I'm still really pleased with it. Over here, look at those. So this is looking gorgeous there, and there's wild geraniums and beans there. Oh, and I've just spotted something. Oops. The first of the larkspur, I think it's larkspur that I put in there, is coming out, which is fantastic. Okay. Carrot bed is looking good. And these beds, all of the brassicas and the flowers. And over there we've got the lettuce, they're all looking good. So anyway, filling the soil in all of these beds was the biggest job really this week. Now the potatoes, you can't even see past them, it's just insane. But they are getting the most glorious flowers on, which I love. Okay, the other thing, oh yes, this is all planted up now as well. So that's got a load of tomatoes in. But also in this area, we had a Litha fire. Let me come back a bit. So I turned this area into the start of our fire pit area. Picked up a couple of chairs from a friend, she was throwing them out, but I'm sure I can revamp them. We had lanterns hanging from the trees there and candles all along there, and we watched the sunset on Litha, marshmallows and stuff in the fire, so that was lovely. So that's been done this week. Oh my gosh, look at the sun, look how bright it is. I've also been weeding in this area. Put some of the big tomatoes in there, beef tomatoes in there. Been weeding around there where I've got flowers coming up. And then this bed here got filled with soil as well and planted with tomatoes. So, yeah, planting the tomatoes and putting soil in. See, this pot has now got tomatoes in. It's taken up a lot of the week. Look at that. Can you see? Luna dug that out again this morning. So I've got quite a few varieties of tomatoes in. There's big beef tomatoes, there's big daddy tomatoes, There are orange Wellington. There are yellow cherry tomatoes in as well. And there's a view. Look, it is beginning to look like a garden. Look, we've got the main crop of potatoes is coming up. The broccoli's doing okay. I need to look at tying up the broad beans. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. The feverfew are looking gorgeous. Just such a beautiful display. And I've spent some time weeding up here as well. I've cleared that out. That was full of weeds and stuff. The hostas are coming into flower up here. I unwrapped everything with the bindweed. The bindweed is finally beginning to disappear up here. I've just planted it out, to be honest. Dug it out as much as I could, and then every year I come up and just keep it in check. It's definitely still in there, but every year it gets less and less, and it's not got as much room, so it is a case of just planting it out. This is, now I've weeded the hydrangea, there has got a bit more space. That looks a bit happier. One of the stems of the peony snapped off, so I've shoved it in there. Let's just see what happens. Feverfew at the back. So you can see it looks a bit tidier up here. You can see a little bit more what I've got. I think that's going to still be coming in there. I've put a few more tomato plants in as well. There's another one there where the stick is. Feverfew is taken there. Peony is finished. And then all of this, around the back of here that was getting all the brambles, I've cleared all of that. This is beautiful. Look, this is in flower now. It's just so lovely. That's the first time that's flowered. Their kids said it looked like fairy trees, and they're right. And then at the back here, we now have the camel. That's Warady the camel. So he's finally come out. He needs a bit of varnish to make him garden safe, but I've wired him to that back pallet, filling in that broken fence gap. And I think if that's planted up with a climber, that will look nice. Oh, hello, magpie. So the climbing hydrangea at the back is doing well as well. So it looks way more organised for the weeding that was done. I can actually get all the way around here now. I have to duck down under here to get through. And here, they're going to walk all the way round. So the plan up here, I picked up this, oh gosh, it's a sleeper, and I'm not really sure where I got it from, but that is going to form a bridge here over this pond that I picked up for free off Free Cycle. So I am going to find a way to block the dogs out of this bit. I think I don't want them past that piece, because then this area, which you can see is still like a dumping ground, can have the pond in, because there are so many frogs up here, and it's just lovely. Everything I pull away, like 3 frogs jump out. So if I can get a pond in here, I think the frogs will love it. And it will just protect this bit, and I can do a wildlife garden here with the pond. So that's it. It has been a hot week of work, because filling up the soil, I've moved about 8 tonne of soil into the garden since this lockdown began. And there was a good 2.5, 3 ton of it moved just this week. So that was hot work because I've had to bring it all the way up the garden from the front drive and all the way up to this top bed. So that was really hot work. So yeah, the tomatoes are now out. All the beds are full of soil. That's had a weed. All of this garden's had a weed. The top garden up there has had a weed. And we had a lovely day in the garden celebrating Litha with the start of a fire pit area. And against this wall, I'd like to do kind of a sort of a goddess wall. So I have this kind of like a fire pit, sort of honouring the goddess, like a spell. What am I trying to say? Oh, you know what I mean. Like as almost like a garden altar area. Strawberries have still been brilliant. Oh, the sweet corn at the back as well. Sweet corn are looking good. So it's nice to come down here. Oh, you can hear my neighbours. It's nice to come down here and to see this bed in use. So that will be nice when the flowers come out. Oh, and the sunflower garden has been made. So that I kind of thought, oh, I've got nothing to show them. I haven't done anything this week. But when I look around and see all the planting that's gone on and all the soil that's been shifted and the extra areas that have been made, I think I need to cut myself a bit of slack sometimes. Yeah, so there's still work here to do. That final bed to be fixed and painted and put in there will hold the last few tomato plants that I've got. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you're enjoying the sun and are still coping with this pandemic and all the craziness of that. And I will see you next week.